Hi there. It's the last day of 2021 here in Australia. So happy New Year's to those of you in the Southern Hemisphere that are going to be celebrating tonight, and happy New Year's to those of you in other parts of the world that are celebrating tomorrow night. I don't know if it is a happy New Year. It certainly feels like we are still in the eye of the cyclone. It's past, half has passed through, it's demolished everything. We're in the eye waiting for the second half to pass through to demolish everything even further. What I'm talking about today is, I know a lot of people have been feeling the energy of 2022 as particularly an energy that is good for manifesting and creating our desires. But for years, I sort of struggled with this we can have everything we want kind of theory, which goes with the law of attraction. And when I was doing readings for people, I was already visualizing things ahead for them. So if I'm visualizing things that are already there in place and they line up with it, was it already meant to be there for them? Or am I just stepping into the future? That's my curtains blowing in the wind, sorry. Am I just stepping into the future and seeing which choice they're going to take? Because we all have free will. And I had this really interesting conversation with someone yesterday, because he wants things to be a certain way and he can't seem to manifest them to be that way. So in his mind, his free will is, I can have anything I want, but he's not getting everything that he wants. And I feel like it is more about being aligned, living in the alignment of your pure self, your soul, your higher self. When you are lined up with that, that's when you get what you're wanting, but not in the way that your free will thinks it's going to come. It's kind of like that old saying of a person asked God for a cake, and God supplied them with eggs, flour, sugar and butter. And they said, but that's not what I wanted. I wanted a cake. So the ingredients were there to make the cake, but they couldn't see it. They just wanted the cake. They didn't want the experience and the building of it that they were going to do to get the cake, if you can understand what that means. And it's like, just as a scenario, let's say you were a single person and you really, really wanted to be rich, like you really wanted to be wealthy. And the only way in your mind you could think that that could happen is to work hard at a job and try to be successful in your job, or to win money in the lottery, or maybe someone in your family was going to die and leave you money. If you've just got that little certain belief system, it's limiting you, because that may be not how wealth comes to you. So let's say you keep asking for wealth and you want wealth and you want it to be a particular way. That's your free will. What if the universe brought someone into your life as a partner whose family were very wealthy, and by marrying into that family, you ended up working for that family, and that's how your money came? Or what if you were offered a job and it was just a job that wasn't that fulfilling, but you went and did that job and you stuck to that job for 5 years and you did it very, very efficiently, and you learnt how the whole business was run, and then an offer came from the owner for you to take over the business, and that's how your money is created. There are so many opportunities out there to go in the direction that you want to go if you are aligned with it. Because so many times we get given, like the universe says, okay, you wanted this, here it is, sitting there on a silver platter. If your free will says, I don't think that's right for me, I don't want that, you're pushing it away. You've pushed an opportunity away that could have led you to your desires. can you see how you kind of got to be aligned with what you're trying to manifest, rather than what your mind thinks and being limited, like I only think I can get it this way, there's no other possible way I can get it. When you let that go, and rather than saying I want, when you get into an alignment mode, it's more like, where am I needed? Like, where am I needed in life? And it's from allowing yourself to go with that flow that things start coming to you that you weren't even expecting. They just show up, and it's not even stuff you asked for, but it just shows up because you aligned with it. So this 2022 is powerful for each person to manifest, but you need to be aligned with the way it is meant for you, because you are still here, your soul is still here to get lessons. Your soul is here to have the experiences it wants to have. And if you allow your soul to have all those experiences, that's when things line up for you. If you just listen to the ego all the time and think you need that and think you need this, quite often you get it, and then it doesn't feel right. It's like, this is not where I was meant to be. This is not what I really wanted. And sometimes we just have to go through stuff to understand that. I've said this before, we can get told 1,000,000 times, don't touch the fire, don't touch the fire, it's going to burn you. And you touch the fire and you get burnt and you go, oh yeah, now I get it. And then some people still don't get it and they'll touch that fire again. We are all very, very different. So for 2022 for you, see what lines up for you. Ask the questions, where am I needed? What is right for me? And be willing to try to push yourself in that direction. Even if to start with, it's like, I don't know if this feels right for me, but where is it leading you? And what is it giving you? What skills is it giving you? Look at the positive side of, what am I getting from this? What am I learning about myself from this? And then you can use what you've learnt and it takes you into another path. So I don't know, 2022 still seems to be like we're going to be in the middle of, what are they going to do next? Because I was thinking this morning, we make decisions for other people. Like, even as a parent, if it's a cold day, if I feel cold, when my kids were younger, if I felt cold, I would go and put a jumper on them, because I felt cold, so I figured they must be cold. I am making decisions for them. Or if I'd cooked a meal and they hadn't eaten hardly any of it, if they weren't hungry, I would still be telling them, you should eat everything on your plate. It was because I'd gone to the trouble of cooking it. They weren't even hungry. It's like, we make decisions for other people. We tell our children, look, you really should take vitamins, or you really should, do this for your body, because we believe we're right. When we've gone through something ourselves and we learn our own lesson, we want to share that lesson, and we want to prevent other people from having to go through what we've gone through. And I feel like it's sort of the same with people in power at the moment. They're making decisions on behalf of others from a space that they think is right. From whatever reason they think it's right, whether they believe they've studied something so they know better, they've been through something so they know better, whatever their reasoning is, like even with doctors, they've studied science, so science has given answers in the past, so it must be right. But you do notice with science, it continually changes. Scientific proof can sit there for 50 years, and then all of a sudden they'll say, well, we've just discovered something new about that science, and now it's different. Science is continually changing. So anybody that's making decisions for you, on your behalf are only coming from their level of awareness and wherever their ego is at, and what they believe is best for everyone else. It's what they believe. It's exactly the same as me putting a jumper on one of my kids because I feel cold. I decided they're cold as well. And, you know, that's where it gets, we are all human beings. Even people that are in positions of power, they are just human. They've just been through a certain life, and whatever happened to them growing up is what has formed their beliefs. And they've got themselves into a position where they believe they are entitled to advise and control other people because they know better than you do. But do they? So I kind of feel like this coming year is very much about, well, we've already been through this realization that we can't control other people. We have to work together. We have to compromise. We have to join together. We have to respect different opinions. We don't need to attack people that disagree with us because we all have different perceptions. We are all on different levels of awareness. So I've said that 2 years ago in a video where you've got some people that are high up with awareness and some people that are low. You can't come down to their level. You have to wait for them to come up to your level, and there's going to be different levels. And when they meet you up at your level, the worst thing you can say to someone is, I told you so. Just support people. Like, we're not all right and we're not all wrong. We're just going through what we understand for ourselves. So I am still wishing you a happy New Year's tonight or tomorrow night, whenever you celebrate. It's very, very hot where I am. It's going to be 37 degrees today, so I guess we will be on the beach at some stage, either tonight or tomorrow on New Year's Day, and just doing some grounding. And I do believe we have fireworks tonight. A fireworks display is still going ahead, so we have two. We have one at 9 o'clock for the kids, and then we have another one at 12 o'clock for the adults, so we'll be going to both. Just, it's love where I live. We all kind of leave our homes and we're on top of a hill, and we all just line this main road on top of the hill and watch fireworks in the distance. So, and it's always such a lovely night. It's all families out there, each person individually making their wishes for what they want for 2022. So I thank you also for always watching my videos and supporting me. And for those of you who bought readings off me, I thank you so much, because you keep food on my table. And God bless you all.